is the KTM 125 Duke, the brand's most affordable offering in its global lineup. Launched in 2018, the 125 Duke went on to become the highest selling motorcycle for KTM. And now, 2 years later, it has received a major cosmetic makeover to keep things fresh. So we spent a good number of hours in the KTM 125 Duke saddle to find out what kind of experience it has to deliver. Were we impressed? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. And before we begin, do subscribe to the Bike Wale channel and hit the bell icon because a ton of motorcycle content is heading your way. The 125 Duke might be the smallest in the range, but it is not small per se. As a matter of fact, with the new styling, it looks eerily similar to the 200 Duke and also has the same dimensions as the rest of the range. It gets these muscular tank shrouds and a stubby rear section. Up front, there's a sharp-looking headlamp unit that comes with an LED DRL, and there's the LED tail lamp and LED turn indicators too. Then there's the partially exposed subframe that, in my opinion, adds a touch of raw Street Fighter appeal to the Duke styling. Thankfully though, it ships with two different dual-tone color schemes and a different paint combination for the trellis frame. It also has the 125 stickering, which is helpful for passerby wondering which one of the Dukes it is. Now the overall build quality of the 125 Duke is decent and feels sturdy. Even the paint and plastics are well finished and seem like they could endure a good number of years. However, the feel of the switchgear could be more tactile. And moving closer, we did find a few inconsistencies in the fitment, like the plastic around the keyhole and the panel gaps in the tank shrouds. Get astride the 125 Duke and you know compact is the theme KTM was going for here. In true Street Fighter fashion, you sit slightly bent forward and with the pegs rear set, it offers a mildly aggressive riding position. And unlike the previous model, the new 125 Duke offers decent thigh support and there is ample of space to move around on this seat. Speaking of which, we rode the motorcycle for a good 150 kilometers on a stretch and the seat felt comfortable all the way. Complementing the cushioning of the seat is the ride quality. Now the setup, which consists of 43mm USD forks at the front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the rear, is not entirely plush, but does a commendable job at absorbing small bumps and undulations at slow speeds. Although, as speeds increase, the ride tends to be a bit stiff, but never uncomfortable. Having said that, riding with a pillion makes the setup more pliant and manageable overall. Now with the curb weight of 159 kilos, the 125 Duke is comparatively heavier than the Yamaha MT-15. However, since it is well balanced, it makes it easier to maneuver in traffic and while moving it around in parking. Underneath its new bodywork and split trellis frame, the 125 Duke is essentially the same as the previous model. It uses a 124cc single-cylinder engine that comes with liquid cooling, and that is uncommon for a motorcycle in its segment. And before I tell you more about its performance, here is what it sounds like. This engine churns out 14.3 bhp of power and 12 Nm of torque that is delivered in a composed manner. There is no hooliganism lower down the rev range like its older siblings, and that is solely to make the 125 Duke accessible to new riders. Instead, most of its performance is focused in the mid-range from 6000 to 7000 rpm. Coax the throttle some more and the 125 Duke will redline at 9500 rpm, hitting a top speed of around 112 kmph in 6th gear. While the engine doesn't mind being revved hard, it's at its best behavior when ridden sanely. It feels smooth and refined, with only a negligible buzz on the pegs at higher revs. Moreover, the engine is also extremely tractable and can pace ahead from speeds as low as 25 kmph. Adding to its credentials is a slick shifting 6-speed gearbox, accompanied by a light clutch lever pull. Even the brakes, which have been borrowed directly from the 200 Duke, feel crisp. The setup works wonderfully at both ends, providing good feedback and a strong bite. Meanwhile, the single-channel ABS it comes with is one of the least intrusive out there. That said, the previous 125 Duke was an agile motorcycle, but the new one feels even more precise in its handling. It is almost telepathic and effortless tipping it into corners, whether it is quickly switching sides on chicanes or even while clearing your way through traffic. For a 125cc motorcycle, the KTM 125 Duke is heavily packed. There is the LCD instrument cluster that displays essential information like service due indication, average and current fuel economy, as well as clock, along with the obvious speedometer, odometer and a tachometer. You also get LED lighting for the most part, save the headlamp, as well as a single channel ABS as standard. However, for a motorcycle that costs 1.51 lakh, the KTM 125 Duke does feel a bit under-equipped. Just like the Kardashians, there isn't much visual difference between the siblings in the KTM family. While that is a good thing from the manufacturer's point of view, with lesser cost of production, the resemblance could anger the 200 and 390 Duke customers. Now, the sole purpose of the 125 Duke is to cater to new riders, and in that sense, it is a great motorcycle. It has welcoming and easygoing power delivery, good braking power, a butter-smooth gearbox, and manageable weight. Lest I forget, it also handles beautifully. While all of this is undoubtedly way more than what a regular 125cc motorcycle can offer, is it worth spending 1.51 lakh rupees on the KTM 125 Duke? We think not. For 10,000 rupees lesser, you can get the Yamaha MT-15, which offers better performance. Or you could even opt for the TVS Apache RTR 200 4V that costs 23,000 rupees lesser, has more power and offers much more features. And if you really want a KTM, there always is the option of the 200 Duke that offers much more value for money at 1.81 lakhs.